Hello and welcome to the third weekly podcast. Victory is ours show, I guess. If you want to call it that. Um,
Yep.
we had to skip last week due to just scheduling issues, so we're taking some of the not so outdated news from before, and we'll talk about it now. And we'll talk about that more later towards the end of the podcast. So, but our first topic it mostly is ELeague related. Uh, Pretty much is most of all the news that came out the past few weeks, pretty much because it's been ELeague, nothing but ELeague. Um, but just the insane amount of players who haven't been doing great have all of a sudden been doing great. ScreaM, for example, just
hmm
30-6 in 18 rounds. Like
Yeah, he went insane.
that is massive. And no, it's not shy for ScreaM to do that, but lately it has been. He hasn't been doing that. He hasn't been like just one taps like nonstop. Like he hasn't been that one tap machine that we always that we know ScreaM to be. And to see him go back to just the accuracy that he like not that he lost his accuracy, but like to go back to the machine that we know him as is awesome to see. And hopefully, sadly they lost to NIP. Wait, no, did NIP win? Hold up, I'm forgetting what happened the finals. Who won the finals? Be on Friday?
On Friday, NIP.
And okay, yeah, so they lost. Okay, man, I blanked there for a second. Yeah, they lost to NIP, which is interesting because you and I both predicted that
Yeah,
G2
G2 would
would
take it
win,
too.
like with pretty much with ease. Not that they would have like they would have not
hmm
like a 16-0, but they would have a little bit of
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, just to see them not like lose to NIP and the way
it's
they
crazy.
did
Yeah, it was
was
awful.
sad. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but and then there was a video on Reddit that I saw of ScreaM during warm up, and he's like warming up on aimbots, and he's just like one tapping everything, no misses, pretty much. Like I don't think I saw him miss once in the whatever 40-second video that it was. Just
hmm
bots were just annihilate, like just destroyed, just bodies everywhere, and just insane, in just insane amounts, and like. Not even ScreaM to be the for only one with a 30 bomb. RPK getting 30 bombs. Relics, I believe. Who was it? Who else was on? Um.
Was it Get Right? Or was it Shocks?
No, Forest. And Shocks did too.
Oh, on net. Yeah, Shocks got a 30 bomb. I know
No, but I'm
that.
talking about Relics. Relics wasn't the only one on his team. On Selfless wasn't, or was he? No, he's not Selfless. Well, yes, he is. Who else? Who else got a 30 bomb on Selfless? I forget. I
I
can't
thought
remember.
it was just Relics, but
I could have sworn there was at least one person got like at least 28, if anything, if I remember correctly. Uh,
yeah.
I don't know. There was a few 30 bombs. There wasn't just like, and that's rare to see. You normally just see like one or two every few games. Every like I don't know, 3 or 4 days of just like nonstop pro matches. But to see like 30 bombs almost like every week or almost every day per like all
Yeah.
of ELeague is just insane.
From different players.
hmm and just from analyzing the selfless matches, I learned that Relics, his name is Skylar, and it's just his name backwards. So that was like
Yep, that's the same with
that was interesting to me.
Cutler, actually. He
Uh,
has,
Wait, what's his?
as his in-game name, is Cutler backwards.
Wait, what is Cutler
Red Luck.
Retluck?
hmm That's
Oh
what his
no, but I mean, well,
actual
okay.
name
I
is.
thought you were saying his name was Cutler backwards. So I'm like, I this isn't like no his actual the Relic's actual username is like his actual name is Skylar. Cutler's
Yeah.
name is not Retluck though in real life. Is it? I mean, if it is, I mean that's gonna be weird.
No, no,
No,
no. Cutler's name in game is
yeah,
Red
he puts
Luck.
it backwards. I'm just saying that
No, that is his in-game name.
Oh
Like Relics is his in-game name. That's
no,
Cutler's.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Cutler is
Yeah.
Cutler, not Retluck though. Like he
In
goes
game
by
he's Red Luck. It's the same as Relics. except for he goes by Cutler, obviously.
No,
But
no, yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like on paper, he's known as Relics, but to
mhm,
Cutler, he's known as Cutler, not Retluck. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like officially, but yeah. Um. Y- yeah, that's like what else is like was there about ELeague? There's so much on ELeague. Like going back to week one, Kusta. Uh, Mo's thoughts on Kusta. The reason I put this back in here, actually, I said we were talking about this later, but because it's ELeague, we'll talk about it now. Um, e- Mo's thoughts on Kusta. He straight up, and now Kusta was able to hear this because there was a reaction shot and everything, and it was the game was over, and they were packing all their peripherals away. But Mo straight up said that Kusta was the issue, and he needs to work on it, and that that is something we want to see. That is something I think that other analysts should continue like should have as a what's the word? It should be on the regular that analysts straight up say what they're thinking because a lot of them will sugarcoat it. You know, they'll be like, "Oh well, I think he did this good, and you know he should have done this better." But Mo was just straight up like, Kusta fucked up, pretty much. He didn't say that, but he said he's pretty much like, Kusta was the issue. Kusta caused all the
Mhm,
problems. Kusta needs to fix that shit, essentially.
yeah.
And that's what we want to see. We don't want to. I mean, don't go straight up like. Obviously, we don't want to see like Semler or Anders. I mean, not they're not analysts, but like more uh like Moses or Richard Lewis just straight up being like Freakazoid's a piece of shit. He sucks. He needs to get off Cloud9 or whatever. Like we don't want to see like insults, but we want to see the eye opener kind of like talk, right? That I think that's something that should be done because when they sugarcoat it, it's like oh whatever, like for me, if I'm working on something and no one's telling me like the bad things about it, they're just like oh it's nice, it's good because they don't want to hurt me. I feel
Mhm,
like it hurt more when I'm like, displaying my work and not and like everybody and like then everybody starts like really reaming me out. So it's like for this whole
mhm,
time I'm like, oh, I'm so good at what I'm doing, and it's like, no, you're terrible.
yeah. He needs
Like
to hear it.
exactly. Like and especially as someone like Kusta who's very new to he's not too new, but he's still like kind of a baby, and that's what they were saying, right? Like he's very new to
He's
LAN
new to Liquid.
especially. And yeah, he's new to Liquid, but he's also very because he was on Selfless previously. So we want
Mhm,
to see, as somebody who's new, you want to shape him before he gets too used to it. Because once they're used to it, it's like when you're training a dog. When you want to train them as a puppy, because once they're an adult, it'll be way harder to train them, to do
mhm,
the right things. I don't want to say Kusa's a dog, but like, it follows the same principle of like early on is when you want to set the standards rather than later on. Because then it's
yeah.
just like like for me now it's like if somebody tries to change something I do wrong, like I'm probably not gonna do it because it'll be hard to do and I don't want to do it and I'm so used to the other things. Or like if I change my name, it's like it's gonna be hard to get used to that. So that I think is something that big props to Mo for that, and I'm glad to see him on week 2. Hopefully we see him on week. I think is he confirmed for week 3?
I'm not sure yet.
I don't know about that, but hopefully he is. I would like. Mo's been awesome as an analyst. That I think is a really he has a really good like. Uh, he fits well. Is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Um, and other ELeague news or no, let's see. Sorry. Not so much ELeague news, but Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm's Counter Strike team has been purchased by Immortals. I think that's very interesting. I have not heard of Immortals up until. Well, I don't think I've heard of them before. Not I can't recall hearing about them before. Have you
I'm pretty sure they have a
an esports team?
other ELeague, yeah, or
Yeah, yeah,
esports teams. I'm not sure though.
yeah. Because I've never heard of them until recently. Not that I can recall. And I don't know. People are okay with it. I think from what I've seen, that like it's not like a there's no like everybody hates this or everybody likes this kind of deal. But like it
Mhm.
seems to be like everybody's content with it. That's interesting. I'm curious to see that. And from what I saw though, I liked a lot of the imagery of Immortals, like their logos and all that, much better than Tempo Storm. To be honest.
I haven't really seen, and I'm pretty sure what's his name? Reynad, the owner of Tempo Storm said
Mhm.
he made the trade so the players could actually play in tournaments because it was a conflict with him and him not wanting to like he sold them so the players could actually like
Oh, so
compete and
like
stuff
for
like
the
that.
benefit of the players, not so much himself.
Well, I mean, it benefited himself. He made money, but
Oh well, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure he didn't like sell like it wasn't like here's $3 million. It's like oh, I was selling it for like 10K. It's like or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't
He
know how
sold
much.
it so they could compete.
That's good. That I like to hear that, man.
Hmm.
That's like it's not just like give me money. I don't care about you people. Like that
Yeah.
you want like an organization that cares for you. You know, I wouldn't like if I was a pro CS player, which I'll never be because I'm terrible. But like I wouldn't I wouldn't want to. Uh, I wouldn't want to join any kind of company or organization of any sort in any kind of fashion where they don't treat me properly. You know, um,
Yeah.
that's just it. Another weird thing, or something weird that happened recently, is Valve is denying ex iBuyPower swag to live in this Cloud9 house. I like, what's the point of that? It's like he already had to wait, almost 2 years. Or no, it was about a year I think when they finally said it. That he couldn't that their bans could never be appealed, and they were always going to be banned from pro or for Valve sponsored tournaments. Um, and then to just be like, no, you're not allowed to live with the Cloud9 players. It's like, why? Is it like, do they think like he's like that evil character in the TV show that's like gonna convert them into being a bad person or something, like the bad kid from school who like teaches the son like to steal from the store or something, like
Um,
he didn't hack, he just
I think that Valve didn't say that he was not allowed to live in the house. Valve has just stated that he's not allowed to help the CS:GO team in any way, and I think Cloud9 were just playing it safe. So like Swag doesn't accidentally like I don't know say something and Valve is like, whoa. It's just to make it less, I guess, like a gray area and just like I think C9 were the ones who were like, you can't live with us. It wasn't Valve saying you can't live with them.
but that feels like even more of a gray area because like if you're saying that they basically aren't allowed me to do anything related to C9, then what's the point of him even being hired by C9?
No, he's allowed to do stuff related to C9, just not the
Help? Oh,
Counter
he
Strike
can't
team.
like talk to the. Oh, I see. What what's his role again on the? I'm forgetting.
For Cloud9, he's a streamer.
I thought he had more to do with
No,
the
he's not
actual.
allowed to.
Oh, okay. Oh, I assumed why did I think that he
He's
was
not allowed
like?
to do anything related to the CS:GO team,
Oh, okay, interesting.
but he can be signed by Cloud9.
Okay, as a featured streamer. All right. I mean, then yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I thought he had an actual like job role in the organization himself, and related
No,
to the team. That's why I got confused. I'm like, what's the point
no.
of that? That's strange. But in relation to C9, Echo Fox, or I mean, sort of, Echo Fox signed Freakazoid, so now we have a reunion between Sean Garris and Freakazoid. And I was making the joke to you a few days ago when this was announced that it'd be really funny if like just Shroud, Ska, and nothing just end up like joining Echo Fox. I would as much as I would love to see that, it just like I mean, as much as that would be like the worst idea ever, it just be
It would
really
just be
funny.
funny.
Yeah, it'd just be really funny. And like same thing with like, I mean, just that idea would be really funny. But hopefully that was a good choice on their part. I don't know. Freakazoid felt like because from what I remember, there wasn't really any inner like there wasn't any tension between the players or the team and their org when Freakazoid was still on. He merely was removed or left or whatever the case
He
because he just
left.
wasn't doing good. So he
Hmm.
left because I thought it was
Yeah.
he left or he was kicked off because I don't know because there was that whole thing that you were
No, he
telling
left
me.
on his own terms.
Okay, well,
Um, but I think Freakazoid wanted to be with Sean Garris because
oh,
him and Sean Garris, he he looks up to Sean Garris and he respects Sean Garris in a way that I don't think he respects any other player. Like,
That's true. Yeah.
so he wanted to be with Sean Garris because he knows Sean Garris can do good and make him do good. Because Freakazoid needs a someone to kind of like control him, you know, to lead him, to tell him the strats.
Yeah, cause like I remember the first or like when everybody was like, "Oh, Shangar sucks. He doesn't get many kills because he's like IGL and all
Hmm.
that." And I remember that I believe that I'm pretty sure that the video or yeah, it was there's a video where Freak actually like on the stream was like, if you guys could see what Sean Garris can do when he's not thinking about every little detail that happens in every round, he
Yeah.
just goes off. And then I think there was also like an attached video to that same video, um, or attached like parts of that video where Sean is just like going nuts, and this was like, from his own live streams, from Freakazoid playing with him, just in practice and whatnot or whatever the case, and like he's just insanely good. Um, and that's true because like some people just can't, like not everybody's like Fallen where you're an IGL and you're also like top opper and fragger for your team, like, and can still like be top of the leaderboard. Like, it's not easy. It can be
Hmm.
done, but it's not easy by far. Because if you're
Yeah.
just constantly thinking about like every little detail, like, okay, where like they said that there's a player over here, but there's also a player on this side. Like, who will make it here first? Should I look this way or that way? Blah blah blah. Like, you're thinking about every little thing, but then you don't realize maybe there's a person like where I'm headed already on site or already like in like near closer to me than the other two I'm thinking about. So like, and at the same time, you have to think about uh what's the next course of action? Where do we go from here? Like, where does my team go in order? Like where does my team go? Um, because of those other players, how do we win the round when we're down like two men? All that stuff, and like it's hard. It's not easy at all.
Hmm.
So that's something that's like people don't take into account is all that, and then not to mention like you're being yelled at also by your teammates because they're able to see what you're uh they have the info and they're like do this, do this, do this for the most part from what I know. So
Hmm.
people need to realize that. That's what I think. Um, so Kerrigan was his ESTA or his which I'm forgetting what that's called, the Electronic System for Travel Authorization, which is some automated service that allows you assists in determining eligibility of an individual to travel to the United States under a visa waiver program. So basically, his visa was denied. Essentially,
It's
just
like a business visa. He can still get a
yeah,
visa separately,
yeah. But
but
it
it's
essentially
similar to.
was denied, and he will not make it to ELeague. He tweeted that out, which means that Astralis will have to get.
Actually, he tweeted that he's not going tonight. The Australis organization is trying to get him a visa. He might not make it,
Really? Did I
but
read that wrong?
yeah.
Oh yeah, tonight. Oh shoot.
Um, Chances are he's probably not going to because getting a visa in a couple of days is really hard, unless you have connections or. I mean, I guess you could, but it's not easy. And he was denied because he went to Iran within the 5 years
Yeah,
and
I'm reading that.
within 5 years.
What the fuck?
And anyone who has been to Iran on a ESTA in the last 5 years can't go to the United States.
That's so. I mean,
So
I get that. I mean, from the U.S. perspective, I understand what they're coming
it's just
from, but
a
also from
formality,
from a
really.
Canadian perspective, that's fucking stupid.
It's a formality, really.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I still find. I mean, yeah, and I get it, but
He
that's.
can get a visa and enter. It's just on his ESTA he can't for the next for five
Mm-hmm.
until 5 years after he went to Iran, which was um 2012, so 4 years ago.
Oh wow, that's really weird and stupid in my opinion. But like, okay, I get it. It's weird.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean that. Hopefully he can make it because Kerrigan's like one of their top players. And I think they will not do good without Kerrigan. Like they have a lot of strong players, but Astralis is pretty much nothing without Kerrigan.
Hmm.
Like that'll be strange, and especially how good they did switching. Oh God, who was it? Who was the trade? It was Astralis and
Um, Dignitas?
Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby.
Like
No, that was
Kirby.
SK. Right?
No, no,
Yeah.
that wasn't SK.
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
No, it was
Okay,
not.
no. Because Dignitas used to be SK. That's why.
Did no really?
Yes, I
When?
did.
When was this?
I
This must have been a long time ago because I
or no,
remember the
Pimp was on SK, and I think
make
that's
up
where I'm
your
getting
mind.
confused. I don't know.
No. Because if I'm pretty sure if they were SK a long time ago, I mean yeah they may have traded one player, but I would know.
I think
Like
it was
I
Pimp.
know the
I'm just
lineup
getting
for
confused.
Dignitas has been Dignitas
Hmm
for like a while now. Like they
hmm
haven't changed drastically. So hopefully but hopefully Kerrigan can get to ELeague. If not, that'd be a shame. Uh, and then CLG confirmed that they will be using Lil Man for ELeague when they start. But I don't. That doesn't. It's not a confirmed who their fifth is. They're just using him temporarily. For ELeague, just because they don't want to forfeit the position of ELeague. So that'll be. People are speculating that Simple might join. No, I don't know why people. Actually, yeah, I saw that. I saw somebody actually speculate that Simple might be joining CLG, but that's dumb. He wouldn't. He wouldn't leave Liquid to go back because he was homesick just to join CLG. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think it's just a temporary thing though.
Yeah. Well, it is temporary, but like, well, people were saying like, yeah, people were saying Simple, and like, it wouldn't. That wouldn't be. That would just doesn't make any sense. Uh, and then, but going to lineup changes from before. These are a bit old, but we'll talk about them anyway. But Penta, uh, Tabson left Penta. Um, and supposedly, oh well, no, jeez, I may have gotten some old stuff here. No, sorry. Yeah, so okay, so Tabson left Penta. Then Justin and Silent were benched from Energy, and then Tabson and Fugly were both confirmed for Energy. Uh, so Fugly being from where was he? CLG, I
Yep.
believe. So that was an interesting, another interesting trade because I feel like a lot of these pro players, like these top tier teams, are giving like some of their best players away to like lower tier teams, and it's very strange when that happens.
hmm
Because it's like watching like I mean this. I keep going back to sports references because I used to watch a lot of basketball, but like it's like when a really top. Well, I mean, it's all the same actually. It's like when a top tier team gives to a lower tier team. That's pretty much it. Like I don't know why I had to put an analogy on it, but it just I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. Um, and then something I want to see is NBK. I don't know what's happening, but there was a thing. There was a post on the Reddit, on the subreddit that NBK stats were just terrible as of recently, and and this is really old because we haven't been able to record that last podcast, but like it is awful. Like it's a lot of them are under like 0.7 KD. Like not even like zero. There's one 0.98, one 0.95, 0.69. Like it's okay. The past like let's see here. Here's the top five. The most recent matches. The top five recent matches: 0.57,
hmm
0.98, 0.70, 0.57, and 0.59. That's been NBK's statistics the entire for recently, and there's still like two other matches that are negative, and then he has one that's positive, then negative, negative, then positive. And if NBK isn't stripped from Envious in like a few in soon,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like they can't keep him around. Like this is like honestly, I'm surprised that he's still around. It's just there's so many matches that like he's just not doing good on. I mean, the
Yeah.
entire team is
Six
not doing
kills,
great, but like they got rid of
13
Keo already.
deaths.
They got rid of
Yeah.
Keo already, and they haven't got rid of NBK. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's strange.
I don't know why that's not a thing yet. That's got to be, that's got they must be holding on to him for some reason. Like there's I don't
Probably to
know.
wait out his contract.
Yeah, like yeah, that's like the only thing. Like, is if the contract's like about to be done, like they don't want to be like the he was just 1 day from retirement kind of shit, where like
Hmm.
they give him up too early or something. Is there a thing with contracts? Like, do they lose money if they gave up the person before the contract ended, or do they make more money or something? Like,
Um, Depends who's breaking the contract, but it'll cost
oh,
money.
I guess yeah, I guess it's for whoever like the whatever's written in the contract.
Hmm.
That's really God, man. Like NBK, hopefully he gets pick up his shit, because if he doesn't, like, I don't know,
Yeah, it's
like,
dangerous.
and with Envious being a French team, they they obviously they'd want to keep within the French speaking countries. So
Hmm.
like to have to they need um they because obviously it's shit when like you're a team that's been talking French the entire time with your teammates and your organization and whatnot, and then to have like a Swedish person join, that it's like, oh well, now we got to speak English the rest of it, and so we got to change our callouts, we got to change our strats names, like, oh well, like this strat name is, I guess now we'll call it this, like, so like the changes are annoying. They're not hard completely, but like it would be hard for the next few matches. Um, so yeah, hopefully they can find it. They'd have to find another French person and French speaking
Yeah.
person at least. So so much chaotic bullshit that isn't needed in esports right now, in CS at least. That
Hmm.
it just I don't know about the other esports, but and then the last thing that we're talking about this podcast this week is Luminosity. This is an old one again, but Luminosity locked in contract. I guess they weren't. They were like not locked into a contract prior to this, but SK tried to steal the players essentially, and like a lot of them were like, "Yeah, we'll do it," because I guess they were getting more money. But then they like backed out or something. I didn't read all of Fallen's um uh, all the stuff that he said about it, but like it felt very like sneaky and like bad.
There's a lot of shady things on both sides, both LG and Fallen and SK. If you watch Thorn's video, he kind of points out some things that like you wouldn't notice unless you really thought about it. Um, Kind of how like he was saying he wants the team to do what they want, so he was letting them look at the contract when he personally wasn't, and then later on he's telling them to not do the contract. So he's letting his teammates do what he thinks right, and then he's also telling them not to do it. He said a lot of things that kind of contradict himself.
Hmm.
I don't know. Thorin has a really in-depth video where he talks about what Fallen says and kind of just goes through everything.
Yeah. See, but I haven't heard it come back up in a while, so like I don't know if that's thing.
Yeah.
Um, if that's like even going to be if it's over, or if it's like still a thing. Like, it's weird because it's a kind of like it felt very uh what's the word, like scandalous, because it felt
Hmm.
like, oh, SK's like sneakily trying to steal them. It's like almost as if they like tied him up and like just put him in a bag and then left there during the night, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. And it's weird that they would even like think about going to SK, because like because SK is just kind of SK is a nice team, but like they're not top team. It's not like hey, we want Cloud9. Cloud9
I
wants to
mean,
pick us up.
LG weren't
Oh, that's true.
before they had the current roster.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, I mean, they were pretty well known. They're probably in the same levels as SK, of like that kind
Yeah.
of team. But yeah, to see it go that way was like interesting to me. But yeah,
Hmm.
like I don't know. Well, there a lot of I'm excited for ELeague, week 3. Who's who's week 3? Has that been? I don't remember who's ELeague 3 or week 3.
Week three, Astralis, Energy, I want to say Envious.
And that'll be interesting to watch.
I could be wrong.
That's
And CLG.
yeah.
Let me check
Astralis,
the.
Energy, SK, CLG.
Oh, SK. That's what it
So
was.
not
Okay.
NBS yet.
3 out of 4.
Oh, this is
Uh,
it's so weird how this is set up though. It's like two. like good teams against two like less good
Teams
teams.
that probably won't win. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. But just with how ELeague's been going, like Energy and SK could both like pick up some rounds or some
Yeah, we
matches.
don't know.
And you know if Astralis come without Kerrigan and then CLG is also having a temporary player, maybe you know it could be a pretty even matchup. So depending on
Hmm.
who Energy gets as or Astralis get as a replacement for Kerrigan if he doesn't make it. If he does, then whatever, no big deal. But I feel like Kerrigan might be Astralis might be the the dominating team here.
Yeah.
The LG to the week one essentially. Oh, I don't know if they'll do that good, but because like yeah, LG didn't lose any maps, did they? Or did they lose? I think they lost one.
They lost one map to Cloud9.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That first one of the finals. That's true. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, and yeah, we will have we'll have the daily ELeague round recaps. So yeah. But yeah, that's all for the podcast this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye.